after an unbelievable 3 weeks of circumnavigating the South Island of New Zealand, this is the final stretch.
Okay, that's it.
So far, we've become intimately close with the locals.
They are going to shear off the backside of these sheep.
We've conquered the most upstanding neighborhood.
This is the steepest street in the entire world.
We've braved the winter extremes and have survived the most terrifying beaches. All while only momentarily misplacing ourselves once.
Yep, we're lost.
We're almost there. We're so close.
And it's so dark.
I think I found the trail.
Now we're on our way to arguably the country's tastiest stretch of coastline. Then we'll finally introduce you to the sailors who loaned us this lemony beast.
What's your ideal time frame? When do you want to be out cruising?
Last year.
Yep.
Because they have crafted a unique way of saving up for their own around-the-world voyage.
We're gonna learn how to be distillers today. Full process.
So buckle up, because it's gonna be a sweet ride.
Definitely tell that we're in a national park because there's trees and bush and it's like alive and looks so natural.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Especially with all the mist.
Mountains diving straight into the water and the rough ocean. Yeah, it's a gorgeous drive. Reminds me of the PCH a little bit in the US and California because it's super narrow with lots of hairpin turns. Maybe not quite as extreme as that, but it's beautiful.
Reinforce that little area. We're just outside of Pancake Rocks, which is our next stop on this road trip, and we saw a little thing that said picnic area, and it took us down a very long road, but here we are kind of out here in the bush now where there's some trails and other things and a river. And it's quite lovely. So we're gonna have some lunch and then, I don't know, see what happens next.
Double rainbow. 1, 2.
Sunrise, sunrise, sunrise. Will you wake with me for the moonlight, moonlight, moonlight?
Look at that.
Ah, look at that. It's a legit suspension bridge. Woo. Just the right amount of bounce. It looks like summer outside.
It's just gorgeous. It goes from like pouring down rain and a little bit of wind to heavenly sun. It's just beauty everywhere. Hold on.
We're not gonna be able to show this footage to Peter.
He said we could do it. He's like, you can take that truck anywhere. You do it. Oh man, what a great way to end the last day of the road trip.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Jeez. I love four-wheel drive.
Well, it was a fun little stop. Now we're on our way to Pancake Rocks.
Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I don't thrive on schedules or routines. I never have. And I find the idea restrictive and suffocating, which is why I think I thrive as a nomad, where change is my only constant. But even my gypsy soul needs some sort of tether. And I felt I had lost my grounding when we sold our boat, because it had been my tether for the past 6 years. So while we wait on our next home to be lovingly crafted, I needed to learn how to float again. And that's what this road trip was all about. A voyage with no fixed plans or destination. The only goal was to embrace the aimlessness. And as we complete this final leg of the journey, I find myself looking ahead with more gratitude and slightly more settled in my untetheredness.
Yeah!
What do you think?
It's pretty magical everywhere you look. Down the coastline, at the Pancake Rocks, just the trail. It all looks so beautiful. It's like a playground.
All right, give us a scoop on where we are.
In an age when it seems as if everything has been explained, nature hangs on to a few mysteries. Scientists know the rocks are limestone. They're formed under the sea 35 million years ago by fragments of marine organisms. What they can't quite fathom is precisely how the rocks came to be in layers.
Nope.
So that was absolutely magical, and unfortunately we didn't get to see the big blowhole because, well, that happens at high tide, and high tide's like 4.5 hours away. We're not going to wait around for that.
Nope, we've got to make it back to Nelson today because we are giving back the car. Wah, wah. It's been a really good ride. I've actually kind of fallen in love with that little FJ a little bit.
Even the wrap
Yeah.
definitely got me thinking about a wrap for the next boat.
Yeah.
Maybe a wrap is better than paint. It's definitely going to cost
A way
A lot
less
less.
money. But the question is the design. Got some
maybe we can get
ideas.
Peter to do it. Farmer Pete.
Nah, we need a Wynns wrap.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, back to the road.
Holding close to me. One light, one light, one light. We'll all move on. Far from here. Dust to dust. No dust near.
Woo! That was tight.
That's.
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna miss these views.
So one of our last stops on our South Island adventure, we are going to a distillery that makes soda. And geez, it's way colder up here than it was down there.
Well, not. I mean, not.
Well,
not in
it's
the
pretty damn
mountains,
chilly.
but it's a cool. I can already hear the bottles clanking.
We are bouncing through 3 different buildings. The first one is the bottling plant, which is the one right behind me. Then there's the office, which is this teeny tiny little thing. Hello.
Hello, how are ya?
And then over here is the fulfillment area.
Warehouse.
There you go.
Hold up, before we get in too deep.
We need to give you a little backstory on our friends, and then we'll come back to the distillery.
Wow. This is wood.
Yes.
I didn't know it was wood.
Yeah.
When you showed me the photo, this is work.
She needs a little bit of work, yeah, a lot of TLC.
So what kind of boat is it?
It's called a Robertson. Here's the name.
White oak.
1947.
1947.
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
She's all brass and cowrie.
Brass and cowdy.
Yeah.
Cowdy.
Cowrie.
Cowrie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's powered by
The dinosaur. When you start it, you hear the vibrations in the seismic activity. It's like, oh.
you realize you're on a fault line when you fire it up.
Yeah. It's a 2-cylinder diesel banging machine.
Yeah. You use it as little as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And how long is this boat?
10 meters,
Yeah.
about 33 feet.
How long have you had it?
10 years.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Always a project.
Yes, and
So
especially
far,
the last
yeah,
couple of years. So
it's not too bad, but
No. She's been a little bit neglected the last few years.
Yeah.
Not enough time, and being on a pile mooring was really hard to get to her. And we're not the youngest anymore, so it's not always so easy to jump in the dinghy and get things over. No power, no water there, so it was really hard.
Yeah.
And then we just got this bird, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
But then it's been constantly raining, so
Welcome to winter.
yeah, welcome to winter in New Zealand.
Yeah, you're ready for summer.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's some wind. Ooh, it's chilly.
Shall we go for a sail?
What would you say is your dream boat?
A cat.
A catamaran.
Yeah. A 40 or a 45. Not bigger than 45.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is the number one thing holding you back right now? The biggest roadblock for taking that dream, that next step into sailing around the world?
Money.
Money?
Not only money, but we need to sell a business.
Yeah.
That's probably the main thing. And then we can enjoy this way.
Yes.
A little bit less.
Preferably less wind.
Yeah, yeah,
A little warmer wind.
yeah.
Yeah. So you learned to sail on a lake in Colorado.
Yeah, we bought a little hunter when we lived in Colorado, and we did some lake sailing.
Very
which is-
different in the
which is
mountains. The wind shifts from one second to another.
Very tricky.
And then tell me really quickly, where are you originally from?
Belgium.
And tell me about your journey. Like, where have you been since you left?
Ooh, a long journey.
Yeah.
We left Belgium in 97 maybe,
Yeah.
and then we moved to Colorado. We lived there for about 9 years. Then we moved to New Zealand. First we were in the North Island for about 2 years, and then we moved to the South Island.
Now you've been in New Zealand for how long?
17 years.
Wow. So does it feel like home at this point? Or
Yes.
Yeah. This has been home more than any other
Any
country.
other country, yeah.
I never
Yeah.
felt at home in Belgium.
No.
But now you're going to leave again and go sail around the world?
Well,
Yeah, travel a bit
yeah.
more. I think there's so much still to see, and there's so many more nice countries.
and travel is learning.
Especially all the different cultures and getting into the local people and getting to know what they do, how they earn a living, how they live.
Hey,
Their
us
food.
too. It's great. You go get to meet people who started a lemonade company, and then they let you come into their factory and take a tour and loan you their
There
car.
you
It's
go.
great. What's your ideal time frame? When do you want to be out cruising?
Last year.
Yeah,
You wanted to start yesterday.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good answer.
Yeah. We're ready. Yeah.
And now to the distillery.
We're bottling the black currant juice today, so it's a currant crush.
And you're going to put us to work?
Yes, of course we will.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you're here?
That's right. The car wasn't a freebie. We've got to work it off. Right?
There you go.
We're going to learn how to be distillers today. Full process.
Don't need a work visa to work for free.
So volunteering.
Pressure of the line, quality control.
When you can drink on the job, you know it's good.
You might be asking yourself why we're doing this. Well, Pete and Marleen already said it best. Travel is learning. It's getting to know the culture, the local people, and how they earn a living.
This is printing the date on the cap. You can't even see it. It's like magic. Holding up the production line. I'm falling behind on the job.
Faster, faster.
Oh, we get fired on my first day.
Yeah. Think about your visa.
I won't earn my espresso.
cool.
It is pretty fun. I'm feeling very I Love Lucy right now.
Lots of orders going out, some new customers, some long-term customers.
Do long-term customers get some sort of like special packaging?
Well, no, not special packaging, but we do put a nice note for everybody on their order, like, hey, hope things are going well, or thanks for your order. So I'll have Nikki grab some too, eh? We need one of the cola, which is our black tape, which is right there.
One cola.
And that can go on the belt here.
Alright.
And one raspberry cola, which is the orange tape.
You have to get your color coding down to be able to work here.
Yes, but that for us gives a really good idea of what we have in stock. Because it's very visual, very easy to see. So then we got 3 lemonade. I'll go with you. They're in the back there, the green ones.
So you can probably 2 at a time.
You can? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Don't hurt your back, that's all.
Overachiever.
Nah, they're not that heavy.
Here we go. And then the next one is an easy one, a hot one.
Ooh! It's one of my favorites.
Is that one of your favorites?
It is.
Yeah, and
Now-
it's a limited edition.
I know. So the Feijoa was my favorite, but now that I've tried the hop, it's a close call. I don't know. It's different than I expected it to be. I thought it would taste, I think, more like beer. I don't, because you think of hops and beer.
Yep.
But it wasn't. It was like this really lovely floral lemonade. I would send you all one so you can taste it, but you're just gonna have to come to New Zealand and try it for yourself.
It's Kiwi tea time. Starts at about 2:30, goes to about 3:30. I've been working hard today, so, you know.
But instead of tea, free coffee.
Of course. And a good coffee machine is a big requirement here. We want to look after our employees and have a nice coffee at morning tea.
Now, this is a bit of Kiwi culture that's been easy to get into. Morning and afternoon tea has been a mainstay in New Zealand since the colonial days. And it seems the entire country, schools included, stop twice a day to enjoy a quick cuppa and a biscuit.
Perfect for a hard day's work.
At one time, they consumed more tea per capita than any other nation in the world. But thanks to American and European settlers, coffee has infiltrated its way into the tradition.
How is soda made?
So we get the fruit in, and then we keep it in the chiller. We're doing the raspberry cola tomorrow. This is the cola nut. This is the lime, lemon, and raspberries.
And raspberry.
Juice. And then they go in the tanks. Once they're ready in the tanks, we carbonate them, depending on which lemonade we make. And then with the hoses, you go through the wall, and now we go over to the other machine. First we start rinsing the bottles. The lemonade goes in, then we cap with this machine. Afterwards we put it in the baskets. We wheel them over on the pasteurizer, where they get pasteurized. And that depends on the product, how long and how hot. After that they come out, they cool down, and then we get labeled and dated, and then we box them up.
And then they get shipped out to customers.
And then
Yeah.
Jason has to deliver. The orders need to be on time there.
Oh my god! No pressure! Don't stall!
Right. Tell us a story of how you got started and kind of what makes Pete's Lemonade Pete's.
So how we started was basically that we tried some lemonade at a friend's party, and they had homemade lemonade made with elderflower, and we got like, oh, this is so refreshing, so nice, a lot less sweet, all natural ingredients. So Pete started looking around and playing around a little bit, and since there's so much fruit and a lot of it was going to waste because the farmers don't get enough money for it, we decided to buy local fruit instead of using concentrates from overseas, which sets us apart because that's not what most companies do. So we help our farmers out with grabbing their fruit, paying them a reasonable price, and we call that fair trade at home. And then we also decided to use a lot less sugar to make it a healthy beverage.
So how long have you actually been doing soda?
The lemonade was our first one, and that we started about 12 years ago.
And how many flavors do you have now?
Now we have 12 flavors, but lemonade is still the top seller, and that accounts for about 25% of our sales,
Wow.
even with all that many flavors.
And the sun-kissed flavor comes from more than just the fruit, because the entire factory is solar powered.
That was quick. Okay, here we go. So we'll end it the same way we started it. I can hear all the bottles rattling. And second gear.
I love it. Coolest little car ever. We're never going back. We can put this on a ferry.
Exactly. Taking it with us. Sorry, Peter.
Thanks for everything, Marleen. Subscribe if you think we should keep the car. It's just a simple key.
Whew, I think that's it for us, and we're gonna turn into popsicles.
It's very cold, but we wanted to take a second to say a big thank you to Peter and Marleen for all the hospitality and letting us borrow their car.
Yeah, so 3,000K road trip. I mean, that is freaking amazing. Thank you, guys.
Yes, we put some miles on that thing. And of course, for letting us come to work with you and take
Marleen.
a peek into your world.
Marleen said it best, the way they like to travel. It's the same way we like to travel. Whether it's sheepdagging or
Muscle farming.
lemonade making.
Oh, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, New Zealand.
Yes, we are headed back to the North Island, and that is where we will see you next. Until then.
Yeah. Bye.